Come closer, my friends, and let us step into the sacred mystery of the night together. You are here because there is a battle raging in the quiet sanctuary of your bedroom. You are lying there, staring into the darkness, and your mind is racing like a wild horse that refuses to be tamed. You look at the clock, and you calculate the hours left before dawn, and with every passing minute, the fear of tomorrow grows larger. You whisper to yourself, "If I do not sleep now, I will fail tomorrow." You tell yourself that you are broken or that you have lost the ability to find rest. But I am here to tell you a great spiritual truth right at the beginning. You are not failing. You are not broken, and nothing has gone wrong with you. You are simply fighting a battle that does not belong to you. The battle is not yours but God's. The reason you cannot sleep is because you are trying to use your limited reasoning mind to control a function that belongs entirely to the infinite intelligence within you. You are trying to force open a flower that only opens under the gentle light of the moon. Tonight, we are going to stop the struggle. We are going to unmask the great illusion of insomnia. You see, insomnia is not a physical disease, it is a mental misunderstanding. It is the result of the mortal mind trying to play the role of the general when it was only designed to be the soldier. You are lying in your bed, attempting to command the tides of your life with the limited power of your human will. You are reviewing the mistakes of the past and rehearsing the dangers of the future, hoping that if you think hard enough, you will find safety. But safety is not found in thinking. Safety is found in trusting. The tension you feel in your shoulders and the tightness in your chest are simply the physical evidence of a spiritual error. You believe that if you let go, everything will fall apart. You believe that your vigilance is the only thing holding your world together, but I tell you that the world spins without your help. The sun rises without your permission, and your heart beats without your supervision. There is a divine rhythm to life that is older than the mountains and deeper than the oceans. This rhythm governs the seasons and the tides and the cycles of growth and decay. It also governs the cycle of waking and sleeping. When you cannot sleep, it is because you have stepped out of this rhythm. You have stepped out of the stream of life and are trying to swim upstream against the current. This effort is exhausting you. It is draining your vitality. And paradoxically, it is this very exhaustion that keeps you awake. You are tired of being tired. You are frustrated with your own inability to switch off. But you cannot switch off a machine that you did not build if you do not understand how it works. You are not a machine. You are a spiritual being living in a physical body, and your rest is governed by spiritual laws. Now let us look closely at the opponent that is keeping you awake. It is not the noise outside. It is not the mattress. It is the noise inside. It is what we call the reasoning mind. This is the part of your consciousness that deals with logic and facts and figures and plans. It is a wonderful servant when you are awake and need to navigate the physical world. It helps you drive your car and pay your bills and do your work. But the reasoning mind is a terrible master at night. It does not know how to rest. It is addicted to doing. It is addicted to solving. It believes that every quiet moment is a problem that needs to be filled with noise. When you lie down to sleep, the reasoning mind feels threatened by the silence. It feels its control slipping away. So it starts to generate noise to keep itself relevant. It reminds you of the email you forgot to send. It replays the awkward conversation from 10 years ago. It invents catastrophes that have not happened and likely never will. It brings up your insecurities and your doubts and puts them under a microscope. It says, "Look at this failure, look at this danger, look at this uncertainty." It is trying to protect you in its own clumsy way. It thinks that if it keeps you alert, you will be safe. But it is wrong. The reasoning mind is limited. It can only work with what it has experienced in the past. It cannot see the future, and it cannot perform miracles. It is blind to the spiritual reality. It operates in the realm of fear and limitations. This is why you cannot reason yourself to sleep. You cannot argue with your own mind and win, because the mind will always have one more argument. It will always have one more what if. If you try to use logic to defeat insomnia, you will stay awake all night debating with yourself. You must transcend the reasoning mind. You must appeal to a higher court. You must go to the infinite intelligence. The infinite intelligence is the God mind within you. It is the superconscious mind. It is the power that created you and sustains you. Look at the miracle of your own body. You do not need to tell your heart how to pump blood. You do not need to tell your lungs how to extract oxygen from the air. You do not need to tell your cells how to repair a cut on your skin. Who is doing that work? It is not your reasoning mind. It is the infinite intelligence. It works perfectly when the conscious mind gets out of the way. It works in the silence. It works in the dark. It works in the sleep. Sleep is the time when the reasoning mind is supposed to step down so that the infinite intelligence can step up. Sleep is the spiritual workshop where the divine renews you. While you sleep, your body is healed. While you sleep, your emotions are balanced. While you sleep, your problems are solved in the deep wisdom of the superconscious. But when you refuse to sleep because of worry, you are blocking this divine work. You are like a patient who refuses to go under anesthesia because they want to tell the surgeon how to hold the scalpel. You are interfering with the operation. You must trust the surgeon. You must trust the infinite intelligence to take care of you while you are unconscious. There is a profound humility in sleep. It is an admission that you do not run the world. It is an admission that you need help. It is an admission that you are vulnerable. The reasoning mind hates vulnerability. It wants to be strong and invincible. But true strength comes from connection to the source. When you sleep, you plug yourself back into the generator of life. When you wake up refreshed, it is because you have spent time in the presence of God, even if you do not remember it. So tonight, we are going to have a conversation with your reasoning mind. We are going to speak to it with authority. We are not going to argue with it. We are going to command it. We are going to say to the intellect, be quiet. Your shift is over. You have done your work for the day. Now you must stand aside and let the Great One work. You must treat your anxious thoughts like unruly children. You do not fear them. You do not hate them. You simply send them to bed. You say to the worry about money, I cast this burden on the Christ within, and I go free to sleep. You say to the worry about health, I cast this burden on the Christ within, and I accept divine healing. You say to the worry about relationships, I cast this burden on the Christ within, and I trust the law of love. You strip the reasoning mind of its power by refusing to engage with its stories. The reasoning mind loves drama. It is a storyteller. It spins tragedies and horror stories to keep you engaged. Do not watch the movie. Turn off the screen. Return your attention to the rhythm of your breath, which is the rhythm of the infinite. Your breath is the bridge between the voluntary and the involuntary. It is the bridge between the man and the God. When you focus on your breath, you are anchoring yourself in the present moment where the infinite dwells. Understand that the infinite intelligence knows the way out of every difficulty. It has already prepared the solution before you even knew there was a problem. It does not need your worry to help it. In fact, your worry is a hindrance. Your worry is like static on the radio line. It blocks the clear signal of intuition. When you sleep, you clear the line. You allow the static to settle so that in the morning you can receive the clear guidance you need. How many times have you gone to bed confused and woken up with clarity? That was the infinite intelligence working for you. But it can only work if you let go. So the invitation tonight is to surrender your small, limited intelligence to the vast limitlessness of the divine mind. Stop trying to figure it out. Stop trying to plan. Stop trying to control. The universe is big enough to hold you and your problems. You are not holding up the sky. You are resting on the earth. Let the earth support you. Let the spirit sustain you. You are entering a holy sanctuary of rest where the noise of the world cannot enter. Leave your shoes at the door. Leave your plans at the door. Leave your identity at the door. In sleep, you are simply a soul returning to its source. You are naked and you are safe. The battle is over because you have declared it over. You have laid down your sword. You have taken off your armor. You have ceased the struggle. And in that cessation, you will find the peace that passes all understanding. The reasoning mind may protest for a moment, but it will soon grow quiet when it realizes you are no longer listening. And then the silence will come. The sweet velvet silence of the soul. And in that silence, the infinite intelligence will wrap its arms around you and whisper, "Sleep, my beloved child, for I am here, and all is well." We have established that the battle for sleep does not belong to you but to the infinite intelligence. However, to let God fight the battle, you must lay down your own weapons. This brings us to the first and most fundamental principle of spiritual rest, which is the law of non-resistance. This law is the paradox of power. In the physical world, if you want to move a rock, you push it. If you want to open a door, you pull it. Effort leads to result. But in the mental and spiritual realm, the opposite is true. The more you push against a condition, the more you anchor it into your reality. Nowhere is this more evident than in the pursuit of sleep. Consider the phrase itself. We say we are trying to sleep. The word trying implies struggle. It implies friction. It implies that there is a resistance to be overcome. But sleep is a state of total non-resistance. You cannot fight your way into peace because the fight itself destroys the peace. Imagine you are standing in a pool of water that is turbulent and choppy. You want the water to be still so you can see your reflection. If you use your hands to try and smooth the water, pushing down on the waves to flatten them, what happens? Your very effort creates more ripples. The more you thrash about trying to force stillness, the more chaotic the water becomes. This is exactly what you are doing when you lie in bed, commanding yourself to sleep. You are thrashing in the waters of your own mind. You are looking at the clock and calculating the hours, which adds a wave of anxiety. You are adjusting your pillow with frustration, which adds a wave of physical tension. You are pleading with your brain to shut off, which adds a wave of mental noise. And then you wonder why the water is not still. The only way to smooth the water is to remove your hands, to stop touching it, to stand still and let gravity and nature do the work. The first law you must understand is the law of non-resistance. The ancient scriptures tell us, "Stand ye still and see the salvation of the Lord." This is not just poetic language. It is a practical instruction for the sleepless soul. To stand still means to stop the mental thrashing. It means to stop arguing with the night. Every time you look at the clock and groan, you are resisting the moment. Every time you punch the pillow in frustration, you are fighting the reality of now. And what you resist persists. By fighting the wakefulness, you are giving it power. You are saying to the phantom of insomnia, "You are real, and you are strong, and you are my enemy." You are feeding the very monster you wish to destroy. Instead, I want you to practice the divine art of indifference. The law of non-resistance asks you to agree with your adversary quickly. Your adversary tonight is wakefulness. Instead of hating the wakefulness, instead of fearing it, I want you to make friends with it. I want you to say to yourself, "If I am awake, then I am awake and it is good. I will lie here and enjoy the comfort of this bed. I will listen to the rhythm of my breath. I will enjoy the darkness." The moment you stop treating wakefulness as an enemy, it loses its power to hurt you. Insomnia feeds on your fear of it. It is a shadow monster that grows huge when you shine the light of your fear upon it, but vanishes when you turn on the light of acceptance. There is a profound spiritual lesson here. What you resist persists, but what you accept transforms. When you resist the night, you turn it into a prison. When you accept the night, you turn it into a sanctuary. You must learn to float. Think of a person learning to swim. As long as they are terrified of sinking, they thrash and struggle and they sink. But the moment they relax and lean back into the water, trusting it to hold them, they float. The water has not changed. The laws of physics have not changed. The only thing that changed was their resistance. Tonight, I am asking you to stop swimming and start floating. Lean back into the mattress. Lean back into the night. Lean back into God. Say to your soul, I surrender the need to control this experience. I surrender the need to be asleep by a certain time. I simply exist in this moment, and that is enough. Non-resistance is not weakness. It is a focused and powerful trust. It is the deep knowing that you do not have to manipulate the universe to get your needs met. When you stop resisting, you align yourself with the flow of the divine river. And that river always flows towards rest. That river always flows towards restoration. But you cannot be carried by the river if you are grabbing onto the branches of the bank, trying to hold yourself in place. The branches are your worries. The branches are your plans for tomorrow. Let go, and let the current take you. You will find that when you stop trying to sleep, sleep comes to you. It creeps in like a shy animal that only approaches when you are still. It settles upon you like a soft blanket. But you must be still first. Not just physically still, but spiritually still. And spiritual stillness comes from the absence of resistance. Once you have stopped fighting, you are ready for the next level of mastery, which is the law of indifference. Now, I must be clear. I am not speaking of the indifference of a lazy person who does not care about their life. I am speaking of holy indifference. This is the spiritual state where you are so secure in your faith that the outcome of the immediate moment does not disturb your peace. In the teachings of the game of life, we learn that you must not be anxious about the result. When you are anxious, you cut the wires of manifestation. When you are desperate for sleep, you chase it away. Desperation is a vibration of lack. It screams, I do not have this. And the universe reflects back to you more of the not having. To invite sleep, you must become indifferent to it. You must reach a place where you can honestly say, I do not care if I sleep or not. I am happy just to rest. This sounds impossible, I know. You have a big day tomorrow. You have responsibilities. You have a presentation. You have a long drive. Your reasoning mind is screaming that you must sleep or disaster will strike. But that is the lie we discussed earlier. The truth is that resting your body and calming your mind is 90% of the battle. If you lie there, in a state of holy indifference, resting your muscles and quieting your soul, you will wake up refreshed, even if you did not lose consciousness for 8 hours. It is the worry about not sleeping that exhausts you, not the lack of sleep itself. The friction of anxiety burns more energy in 1 hour than physical labor does in a day. So we practice the law of indifference by changing our internal dialogue. Instead of saying, I must sleep, say I choose to rest. Instead of saying, this is a disaster, say this is an opportunity to be with my own soul. You walk the tightrope of the night. If you look down at the danger of falling, you will fall. If you look forward at the goal with desperation, you will wobble. But if you walk with a sense of playfulness, with a sense that the net is there to catch you, you walk with balance. Holy indifference is your safety net. It takes the pressure off. And when the pressure is off, the natural functions of the body resume. Think of a time when you tried to remember a name. It was on the tip of your tongue. You strained and struggled and tried to force your memory to work. But the name would not come. Then you gave up. You became indifferent. You said, it does not matter. You went to wash the dishes or look out the window. And suddenly, when you were not looking for it, the name popped into your mind. Why? Because you took the tension off the subconscious mind. You stopped jamming the signal. Sleep works the same way. It is a name you are trying to remember. As long as you strain to remember it, it eludes you. But the moment you become indifferent and turn your attention to something pleasant, like the feeling of the sheets or the sound of the wind, sleep remembers you. This law requires you to step back from your own life and view it with detachment. You are not the body lying in the bed. You are the spirit observing the body. The spirit never sleeps and never tires. The spirit is never anxious. When you identify with the spirit, you can look at the body and say, "You rest. Now I will watch over you." If you sleep, you sleep. If you wake, you wake. All is well. This attitude of non-attachment creates a vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum, and spirit rushes in to fill it. When you create a vacuum of indifference regarding sleep, sleep rushes in to fill the empty space of your desire. It is a spiritual seduction. You seduce sleep by ignoring it. You attract it by turning your back on it. This is the power of not caring. It is the ultimate demonstration of faith, because it proves you trust God to sustain you, regardless of how many hours you clock on the pillow. Now we come to the active practice of the night. While non-resistance and indifference are attitudes, standing porter at the door is an action. Your mind is a house. It is a sanctuary. It is a temple. And you are the guardian of this temple. During the day, you might leave the doors and windows open, letting all kinds of thoughts blow through. But at night, you must lock the doors. You must stand guard. The reason you cannot sleep is because you have allowed intruders to enter your sanctuary and hold a loud, unruly meeting in the center of your consciousness. These intruders are your worries, your regrets, your fears, and your plans. They have gathered to debate the state of your life. One thought says, "We didn't do enough today." Another says, "What if we fail tomorrow?" Another says, "Remember that embarrassing thing you said 5 years ago." And you, the owner of the house, are sitting in the middle of this meeting, listening to every word, trying to argue with them, trying to appease them, trying to solve their complaints. This is madness. You cannot solve the problems of the day in the dark of the night. The meeting is unauthorized. These thoughts have no right to be there. They are trespassing on holy ground. You must learn to stand porter at the door of thought. This means you check every thought that tries to enter. You ask it, who goes there? Do you come in the name of peace? Do you come in the name of rest? If the answer is no, you deny it entry. You do not argue with it. You do not invite it in for tea to discuss its grievances. You slam the door in its face. You say, "Begone. You have no place here." This requires discipline. At first, the thoughts will knock loudly. They will shout through the windows. They will try to trick you by saying, "This is urgent, you must think about this right now." But you must be firm. You must be the strict gatekeeper. Imagine you are a bouncer at an exclusive club. The club is called Deep Rest. The only guests allowed in are peace, silence, love, and gratitude. Here comes worry, dressed in a cheap suit, demanding to get in. You simply say no. You do not explain. You do not fight. You just block the way. Here comes planning, carrying a heavy briefcase of charts and schedules. You say, "Not tonight. The office is closed." Here comes regret, weeping and wailing. You say, "I bless you, but you cannot enter." You must protect the atmosphere of the club. If you let one worry in, it will open the back door for all its friends, and soon the party will be ruined. Dismissing the mental meeting requires you to realize that you are not your thoughts. You are the thinker of the thoughts. You have the power to choose which thoughts you entertain. Just because a thought knocks does not mean you have to open. Just because the phone rings does not mean you have to pick it up. Let it ring. Let it knock. Eventually, if you do not answer, they will walk away. They will realize that there is no audience for their drama. There is a powerful phrase you can use to dismiss the meeting. When the committee of anxiety starts to convene, you say to them, "I cast this burden on the Christ within, and I go free to be peaceful." You are handing the agenda of the meeting over to a higher management. You are saying, "I am not the CEO of the universe. I am just the employee, and my shift is over. The CEO is working the night shift. God is awake, so I can sleep. God is managing my affairs, so I can rest." This is the ultimate relief. You do not have to figure it out. You do not have to hold it all together. When you successfully stand porter at the door, you create a silence in the mind. At first, it may be a fragile silence. The thoughts are still prowling outside. But as you hold your ground, the silence deepens. It becomes a heavy velvet silence. The intruders fade into the distance. And in that empty, clean, swept sanctuary of the mind, the spirit of sleep descends. It is safe now. The house is secure. The door is locked. The guardian is watching. You can let go. You can drift. You can sink into the deep, soft cushions of the soul, knowing that nothing can touch you. You have mastered the laws. You have stopped fighting. You have stopped caring. And you have cleared the room. Now, the stage is set for the miracle. Now, the vessel is prepared to be filled. You are ready to enter the ritual of surrender. You are ready to cross the bridge from the land of the thinking to the land of the knowing. Stand firm at the door for one more moment. Make sure the last intruder is gone. And then turn around and look at the piece you have created. It is yours. It is beautiful. And it is waiting to embrace you. My friends, before we enter the sacred ritual of surrender, I want to ask you a question. Are you feeling the knots in your spirit loosen? If these words are resonating with your soul and bringing you a sense of peace you have not felt in a long time, then you are in the right place. We are building a sanctuary here, a community of believers who know that rest is a spiritual power. I invite you to subscribe to this channel right now. By clicking that subscribe button, you are not just supporting the channel, you are making a commitment to your own peace. You are signaling to the universe that you are ready to master your mind and claim your divine right to rest. Join us now and let us walk this path of power together. Now let us move to the spiritual house cleaning that will prepare your body for deep sleep. Now that you have stood porter at the door and barred the intruders from entering your mental sanctuary, we must turn our attention to the condition of the sanctuary itself. You have locked the door, but the house is still cluttered with the dust of the day. You are carrying the residue of old conversations, the mud of old resentments, and the debris of unfinished tasks within the very cells of your body. Your body is the temple of the living God, but for many of you, it has become a warehouse for your worries. You store your fear in your stomach. You store your anger in your jaw. You store your burden of responsibility in your shoulders. You cannot sleep because your temple is crowded with this static energy. Tonight we are going to perform a spiritual house cleaning. We are going to sweep the temple clean so that the spirit of rest may enter and dwell therein. This is not just a physical relaxation exercise. It is a spiritual command to the flesh. Begin by bringing your awareness to your shoulders. In the spiritual anatomy, the shoulders represent the burden of the world. You have been walking through your day, believing that you are Atlas, carrying the sky on your back. You believe that if you shrug, the sky will fall. This is the arrogance of the mortal mind. You are not carrying the world. The world is being carried by the infinite intelligence that created it. Your shoulders are tight because you are trying to do God's job. I want you to speak to your shoulders right now. Say to them, I release the weight of the world. I lay down the heavy mantle of responsibility. I am not the general manager of the universe. I am a child of the King, and the King takes care of his own. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel them slide away from your ears. As they drop, visualize heavy sacks of sand falling off your back and hitting the floor with a thud. You are lighter. You are taller. You are free. Now move your attention to your jaw. This is where you store the words you wanted to say but didn't. This is where you store the arguments you won in your head but lost in reality. This is where you hold your control. A clenched jaw is a sign of a clenched soul trying to force life to go its way. But we are practicing non-resistance. You cannot fight the night with a clenched jaw. Command your jaw to unhinge. Let there be space between your teeth. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Say to your jaw, peace, be still. I surrender the need to be right. I surrender the need to have the last word. I surrender the need to control the narrative. The story is told. The day is done. Let the silence speak now. Move down to your hands. Your hands are the instruments of your will. All day long they have been grasping, reaching, typing, steering, and holding on. They are shaped like claws because you are afraid that if you open them, you will lose what you have. But the spiritual law says that you must release to receive. You cannot catch the blessings of the night with a closed fist. Open your hands. Let the fingers curl naturally and softly. Imagine you are holding a handful of water. If you squeeze, you lose it. If you cup it gently, you hold it. Unclench your grip on your money. Unclench your grip on your children. Unclench your grip on your career. Say to your hands, I let go. I trust that what is mine will not pass me by. I trust that I do not need to strangle life to get what I need. Open hands are a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive rest. Finally, bring your attention to your solar plexus, the pit of your stomach. This is the emotional center. This is where you feel the knot of anxiety, the flutter of fear. This is where the reasoning mind sends its panic signals. We are going to wash this area with light. Imagine a warm golden oil being poured over your stomach. It is the oil of divine love. It seeps into the tight muscles. It unties the knots. It soothes the digestion. It tells the nervous system that the war is over. Say to your stomach, all is well. There is no danger here. The lion is not chasing us. The famine is not coming. We are safe in the storehouse of the divine. As you perform this house cleaning, you are literally vibrating the tension out of your body. You are preparing the vessel. A clean vessel can be filled. A dirty vessel cannot. You are now clean. You are empty of stress and ready to be filled with the spirit of sleep. With your temples swept and your body released, we approach the great mystery of the night. We call this the nighttime miracle. Most people think of sleep as a time of nothingness, a time when life stops. This materialistic error. Sleep is not a pause. Sleep is a shift in management. During the day, your conscious mind is in charge. It is busy, bustling, logical, and limited. It judges, it analyzes, and it often makes mistakes. But when you sleep, the conscious mind steps down, and the superconscious mind takes the chair. The superconscious is the God mind within you. It is the realm of perfect ideas, perfect patterns, and divine solutions. Why do you think the scripture says, He gives His beloved sleep? It is because sleep is the condition required for the divine operation to take place. Imagine your life is a complex surgery that needs to be performed. You are the patient. If you stay awake and try to grab the scalpel and tell the surgeon what to do, you will only cause damage. You must be put under anesthesia so the master surgeon can work without your interference. Sleep is that spiritual anesthesia. While you are oblivious to the world, the infinite intelligence is hard at work repairing the damages of the day. It is knitting together the cells of your body. It is reorganizing the files of your memory. It is weaving the threads of your tomorrow into a perfect tapestry. Many of you wake up tired because you never truly yielded the floor to the superconscious. You took your worries into your sleep. You kept one eye open. You did not trust the nighttime miracle. You must understand that the solution to every problem you face right now lies in the superconscious realm. The answer to your financial debt, the healing for your relationship, the idea for your new business, it is all there. But it cannot download into your consciousness while the line is busy with your worry. Sleep clears the line. Sleep is the download phase. When you lie down tonight, I want you to view it as a holy appointment. You are not just shutting down. You are checking in. You are clocking in for the spiritual shift. Say to yourself, I am now entering the workshop of God. I am handing over the blueprints of my life to the master architect. I know that while I sleep, He is building my bridges. I know that while I sleep, He is opening doors that no man can shut. This perspective changes everything. Insomnia is simply the fear that if you stop watching, everything will collapse. The truth is that if you stop watching, Everything will finally fall into place. You are the obstruction. Your worry is the block. When you sleep, you remove the block. There is a miraculous power in the subconscious mind that is activated by the last thought you think before you drift off. If your last thought is a worry, you give the subconscious a nightmare to work on. If your last thought is a truth, you give the subconscious a miracle to work on. Tonight, we are setting the stage for the miracle. We are acknowledging that the night is not a void. It is a womb. It is a place of gestation. Something beautiful is being born while you rest. Do not disturb the process. Do not dig up the seeds to see if they are growing. Trust the dark soil of sleep. Trust the invisible process. You will wake up not just rested, but renewed. You will wake up with answers you did not have tonight. You will wake up with strength you did not possess yesterday. This is the promise of the nighttime miracle. It is working for you right now, even as you listen. It is waiting for you to close your eyes and trust. Now we arrive at the culmination of our ritual. We have cleaned the body. We have understood the miracle. Now, we must perform the final act of trust. We must cast the burden. Florence Scovel Shinn taught us that it is a violation of spiritual law to carry a burden. A burden is a heavy thought that weighs down the spirit. It is a load of care that you are dragging behind you like a prisoner dragging a ball and chain. You cannot fly with a ball and chain. You cannot sleep with a backpack full of rocks. You must set it down. But the reasoning mind is sticky. It likes to pick the burden back up as soon as you put it down. Therefore, we need a concrete visualization, a ritual to trick the reasoning mind into letting go for good. I want you to close your eyes and use your imagination, which is the scissors of the mind. Imagine that standing right beside your bed is a magnificent golden basket. It is large, it is glowing, and it is woven from strands of divine light. This is not an ordinary basket. It is a container of transmutation. Whatever is placed inside this basket is instantly dissolved and turned into light. It is the wastebasket of the divine. Now, I want you to mentally scan your life for the burdens you are carrying. First, find the burden of money. It might look like a stack of unpaid bills or a heavy gray stone of debt. Feel the weight of it in your mental hands. It is cold. It is heavy. It has been crushing your chest. Now physically visualize yourself lifting this heavy stone and dropping it into the golden basket. Hear the thud as it hits the bottom. See it dissolve into golden dust. Say to yourself, I cast this burden of lack on the Christ within and I go free to be prosperous. Feel the lightness return to your chest. Next, find the burden of the future. This might look like a dark swirling cloud of what-ifs and should-haves. It is the fear of the unknown. Gather this dark cloud in your hands. It is suffocating and confusing. Now thrust it into the golden basket. Watch as the golden light swallows the darkness. The cloud vanishes. Say to yourself, I cast this burden of the future on the Christ within, and I go free to be peaceful. The future is now in God's hands, and God only plans for good. Now find the burden of people. The worry about your children, the anger at your boss, the resentment towards your partner. These are heavy, sharp objects that cut your soul. Pull them out of your heart one by one. Do not analyze them. Do not justify them. Just pull them out. Place them gently but firmly into the golden basket. Say to yourself, I cast this burden of relationships on the Christ within. I loose these people and let them go. They are divinely protected and divinely guided. I am free and they are free. Look at the basket now. It is full of your heavy old life, and standing beside the basket is a figure of pure light. This is the giant within you, the mighty one, the superconscious. See this figure smile at you with infinite compassion. Watch as the figure picks up the golden basket as if it weighs nothing at all. It is light as a feather to him. He nods to you as if to say, I have got this. You can sleep now. Watch the figure walk away, carrying your burdens into the invisible realm to be healed, resolved, and transmuted. You are empty now. You are light. There is nothing left in your bed but you and the peace of God. You have nothing to solve because you have handed the file over to the manager. You have nothing to worry about because the heavy lifting is being done by the giant. Check your pockets. Check your mind. Is there any crumb of worry left? If so, sweep it into the basket before the giant leaves. Give it all away. Surrender is not giving up. Surrender is giving over. You have given over your life for the night. You are off duty. Feel the profound relief washing over you. It is the relief of a soldier who has been told the war is over and he can go home. It is the relief of a child who has fallen asleep in the back of the car, knowing that father is driving and will get them home safely. You are that child. The infinite intelligence is driving. The car is moving. The destination is assured. Curl up in the back seat of your soul. Wrap yourself in the blanket of faith. The golden basket is gone. The burdens are gone. Only the rhythm of the ride remains. You are safe. You are light. You are free. Sleep is not something you have to find now. It is something that is finding you. It is filling the empty space you just created. Welcome it. We have cast the burdens into the golden basket, and we have cleared the mental house. Now, we must fundamentally change the way you view the very act of lying in bed. This brings us to a critical shift in consciousness, which I call rest is holiness. In this modern age, you have been infected with a spiritual disease called the guilt of resting. You live in a world that worships speed and noise and constant production. You have been conditioned to believe that your value is measured by how much you do and how little you sleep. You wear your exhaustion like a badge of honor, thinking that if you are tired, you must be important. This is a lie of the mortal mind, and it is a violation of the divine rhythm. When you lie down at night, a voice in your head whispers that you are being lazy. It tells you that you should be doing more planning, more worrying, or more solving. This guilt creates a subtle tension in your body that keeps sleep away. Tonight, we are going to burn that guilt on the altar of truth. I want you to understand that rest is not laziness. Rest is alignment. Rest is holiness. The creator of the universe established the rhythm of work and rest at the very foundation of the world. And on the seventh day, he rested. If the infinite intelligence found it necessary to rest, who are you to say you do not need it? Rest is the time when you return to your source. It is the time when you stop being a human doing and remember that you are a human being. When you rest, you are not wasting time, you are sharpening the instrument. Imagine a bow and arrow. If you keep the bowstring pulled tight forever, the bow will break and the arrow will never fly far. You must release the tension to gather the power. Sleep is that release. It is the drawing back of the bowstring so that tomorrow you can fly straight and true. You must stop apologizing for needing sleep. You must stop treating sleep as an inconvenience that gets in the way of your life. Sleep is the fuel of your life. When you deprive yourself of rest, everything feels heavier than it truly is. Have you noticed that at 2 a.m., a small problem looks like a giant monster? That is because your spiritual battery is low. Your perspective is distorted by fatigue. Emotions feel louder. Tears come easier. Anger flares faster. This is not because the world has changed. It is because you have disconnected from your power source. But when you rest, you return to your natural state. Your natural state is not anxious, rushed, or overwhelmed. Your natural state is calm, capable, and quietly confident. I want you to reframe the act of lying in bed. Do not see it as giving up on the day. See it as an appointment with the divine. When you pull up the covers, say to yourself, I am entering the Holy of Holies. I am stepping into the sanctuary of renewal. This bed is an altar where I offer up my fatigue and receive divine strength. When you view rest as a spiritual practice, the guilt vanishes. You realize that by sleeping, you are actually serving the world. You cannot serve from an empty cup. You cannot give what you do not have. By sleeping, you are filling your cup so that tomorrow you can pour out love and wisdom to those around you. Therefore, the most spiritual thing you can do right now is to do absolutely nothing. Embrace the nothingness. Most people are terrified of nothingness because they are afraid to be alone with themselves. But in the nothingness, God is found. In the silence, the voice of intuition is heard. When you stop moving, you allow the universe to move for you. Think of a muddy glass of water. If you keep stirring it, it will never become clear. You must set it down. You must leave it alone. And slowly, the mud will settle and the water will become transparent. Sleep is the settling of the mud. It is the clarity returning to your soul. So lie there with dignity. Lie there with purpose. You are not failing to be productive. You are succeeding at being restored. You are participating in the divine cycle of renewal. Let this truth sink deep into your bones. Rest is your right. Rest is your duty. Rest is holy. Now that you have given yourself permission to rest, we need a practical technique to help the mind cooperate. Many of you struggle because you treat your mind like an on and off button. You run at full speed all day long, bombarded by information, noise, and demands, and then you jump into bed and expect your brain to instantly switch to zero. This is violence against the nervous system. You cannot stop a freight train in 1 second. If you try, you will derail. Your mind has momentum. It needs time to slow down. It needs a transition. We call this technique the dimmer switch. Imagine you are in a beautiful theater. The play of your day has been long and dramatic. There were scenes of joy, scenes of conflict, and scenes of work. But now the play is over. The curtain has fallen. But instead of the theater going instantly pitch black, which would be frightening, we are going to use the dimmer switch to slowly lower the house lights. Think of your awareness as that light. You do not need to force your thoughts to stop. You simply need to withdraw the energy from them. You need to dim the light of your attention. Start by dimming the light on the outer world. The sounds outside the room, the traffic, the wind, let them fade into the background. They are still there, but they are no longer on stage. You are turning the volume knob down. They are distant, irrelevant. Now, dim the light on your body. Notice the sensations in your legs, your arms, your back. Do not judge them. Just let the spotlight fade. Your body is becoming heavy, not because it is burdened, but because it is sinking into the support of the bed. You are turning down the intensity of your physical sensation. Now comes the most important part. Dimming the light on your thoughts. A thought may walk onto the stage of your mind. It might be a worry about tomorrow. Instead of fighting it or pushing it off stage, simply do not shine the spotlight on it. Let it stand there, in the shadows. Without the light of your attention, the thought has no power. It cannot perform. It cannot speak. It eventually realizes there is no audience, and it walks away. This is the secret. You do not need to empty your mind. You simply need to stop lighting up the thoughts. Let them be blurry. Let them be indistinct. Each time you exhale, imagine the dimmer switch sliding down another notch. The light is getting softer, warmer, and darker. You are not losing consciousness, you are softening it. You are shifting from a sharp, focused laser beam of attention to a soft, diffuse glow of awareness. This is the state of drift. You are allowing yourself to drift instead of steer. During the day, you are the captain of the ship, gripping the wheel, steering through the rocks. At night, you must let go of the wheel. You must turn off the engine and let the current take you. Drifting feels different than sleeping. It is a twilight state. It is a magical space between worlds. In this space, ideas lose their edges. Logic begins to dissolve. You might find weird random images floating through your mind. A blue horse, a flying house, a face you have not seen in years. Welcome these images. They are the sign that the reasoning mind is losing its grip. It is the sign that the dimmer switch is working. Do not try to make sense of them. Just watch them float by, like clouds in a twilight sky. If you find yourself snapping back to alertness, if the lights suddenly flare up, because of a loud noise or a sudden worry, do not panic. Do not get angry. Anger turns the lights back on full blast. Simply smile and say, "Ah, the lights flickered. That is okay." And gently reach for the dimmer switch again. Slide it down. Soften the eyes. Soften the brow. Soften the brain. You have all night. There is no rush. The goal is not blackness. The goal is softness. Tell yourself, "I am dimming the world. I am dimming the past. I am dimming the future." Only the present moment remains, and it is soft and dark and warm. As the lights go down, the stars come out. The stars of the spiritual realm can only be seen when the artificial lights of the mortal mind are dimmed. Allow yourself to be bathed in the soft starlight. You are safe in the semi-darkness. You are safe in the quiet. The dimmer switch is in your hand. You are in control of the atmosphere. Down, down, down. Deeper, softer, quieter, until there is only a hum of peace vibrating in the center of your being. As the lights dim, we enter the final and most protective phase of our preparation for sleep. We call this the sanctuary of safety. The root cause of almost all insomnia is a feeling of unsafety. Deep down in the primitive part of your brain, there is a sentry that believes if you fall asleep, you will be vulnerable. It believes that the world is a dangerous place, and you must stay awake to guard the gates. This is a survival instinct, but tonight it is a false alarm. You are not sleeping in a jungle. You are sleeping in a sanctuary. But you must define the boundaries of this sanctuary to convince your nervous system that it is safe to let go. I want you to use your imagination to build a spiritual fortress around your bed. Visualize the four walls of your room. These are not just drywall and paint. They are thick walls of divine protection. I want you to mentally walk to the door of your room. See yourself closing it firmly. Hear the click of the lock. This is not just a physical lock. It is a spiritual seal. When you close that door, you are declaring to the universe that the world stops here. The demands of your boss cannot pass this door. The expectations of your family cannot pass this door. The news of the world cannot pass this door. Even the pull of gravity seems to stop at the threshold. Inside this room, there is a different atmosphere. The air here is charged with peace. The law here is grace. You are creating a separation between the world and the sanctuary. The world is a place of noise and striving. The sanctuary is a place of silence and being. You must leave the world outside. Imagine that outside your door there is a raging storm. The wind is howling, the rain is beating down, the chaos is swirling. But inside your room, it is warm, dry, and perfectly still. The storm cannot touch you. You are hid with Christ in God. This is the secret place of the Most High. Say to your subconscious mind, "I am safe. I am protected. I am hidden. Nothing can enter this space without my permission, and I give permission only to peace." Visualize a golden dome of light covering your bed. This dome is impenetrable. It filters out all negativity, all fear, and all noise. Only love can pass through the dome. Under this dome, you are held in the palm of the infinite. You are as safe as a baby in the womb. There is no past here. There is no future here. There is only the eternal safe now. Many of you lie awake because you feel alone. You feel that you have to handle everything yourself. But in this sanctuary, you are never alone. You are in the presence of the presence. The angels of guard are stationed at the four corners of your bed. They are watching, so you do not have to watch. You can resign from your post as the night watchman. The shift has been covered. Feel the bed beneath you. It is solid. It is real. It is supporting your spine, your legs, your head. You do not need to hold yourself up. Let the bed do the work. Let the floor hold the bed. Let the earth hold the floor. Let God hold the earth. You are part of a chain of support that cannot break. If you feel a twitch in your leg or a flutter in your chest, recognize it as simply the release of energy. It is not a sign of danger. It is the body sighing with relief. It is the body saying thank you for finally locking the door. In this sanctuary, you are free from judgment. No one is watching you. No one is grading your performance. You do not have to be smart here. You do not have to be pretty here. You do not have to be successful here. You just have to be. You can take off the mask you wear for the world. You can lay down the armor you wear for the battle. Here you are, naked soul, before a loving God. And God says, you are perfect. You are enough. You have done enough. As you lie in this fortress of safety, feel the permission to shut down. It is safe to close your eyes. It is safe to lose consciousness. It is safe to drift away. You will wake up in the same safety. You will not lose yourself. You will find yourself. The sanctuary is active. The door is sealed. The world is gone. There is only this velvet darkness, this warm blanket, and this gentle breath. You are safe. You are safe. You are safe. Stay in the sanctuary. Do not open the door until the sun rises. Let the world wait. You are with the divine now. And in this presence, there is fullness of joy and fullness of rest. We have cleared the house, we have cast the burdens, and we have sealed the sanctuary. Now, we arrive at the final destination of our nightly journey. We are going to leave the solid ground of the day and step into the fluid healing waters of the night. I want you to visualize in your mind's eye a magnificent river. This is not an ordinary river of water. It is the river of peace. It flows from the heart of the infinite directly through your soul. It is deep, it is wide, and it is moving with a slow, steady, and unstoppable rhythm. This river is the current of divine life. It has been flowing since the beginning of time, and it will flow long after the mountains have turned to dust. Tonight, you do not have to swim. You do not have to steer. You do not have to row. You simply have to lie back and let this river carry you. Imagine that your bed is a gentle boat floating on this indigo river. The water is warm and supports you completely. As you push off from the shore, you are pushing off from the day. Look back at the shore for a moment. See the city of your worries, the buildings of your responsibilities, and the noise of the world getting smaller and smaller. You are drifting away from the land of doing and entering the land of being. The further you drift, the quieter it gets. The sounds of the shore fade into silence. There is only the gentle lapping of the water against the boat of your soul. This water is the amniotic fluid of the spirit. It surrounds you with safety. It holds you up without any effort on your part. Many of you are afraid to let go of the shore because you think you think that if you fall asleep, the boat will crash. But this river knows where it is going. It flows towards the ocean of divine love. The current is intelligent. It knows the way around every rock and every bend. You are safe to close your eyes. You are safe to take your hands off the wheel. In fact, you must take your hands off the wheel. You cannot rest and steer at the same time. Resign as the captain of your soul for tonight. Let the infinite intelligence be the captain. He knows the waters better than you do. He knows the stars better than you do. He will guide you through the darkness and deliver you safely to the shores of the morning. Feel the motion of the river in your body. It is a rocking motion, back and forth, gentle and slow. It is the same rhythm that rocked you before you were born. It is the rhythm of the tides. It is the rhythm of the seasons. Allow your breath to match this rhythm. Inhale as the boat rises. Exhale as the boat lowers. You are syncing your personal rhythm with the universal rhythm. When you are in sync, there is no friction. There is no struggle. There is only flow. If a thought tries to float past you in the river, do not reach out and grab it. It is just a piece of driftwood. Let it float by. It has nothing to do with you. If a memory bubbles up to the surface, let it burst and dissolve. You are moving too fast for the past to catch you. You are moving towards deep restoration. The river is washing over you now. It is washing away the dust of the day. It is washing away the tension in your muscles. It is washing away the heaviness in your heart. You are being cleansed. You are being baptized in the waters of rest. As you drift deeper down the river, notice the sky above you. It is a velvet canopy of stars. Each star is a promise of God. There are billions of them watching over you. You are small, but you are infinite. You are a speck of dust, but you are the entire universe. In this vastness, your problems seem very small. The argument you had today is nothing compared to the silence of the stars. The bill you have to pay is nothing compared to the abundance of the river. Perspective returns when you rest. The river of peace is carrying you to a place where everything makes sense. A place where the pieces of the puzzle fit together without you forcing them. Part 2. The deepening, anchoring in the depths. Now the river widens. The current slows down. We are approaching the deep waters. This is the delta of sleep. Here, the water is so deep and so still, it looks like glass. You are no longer moving forward. You are simply sinking deeper. Sinking is a beautiful word tonight. It does not mean drowning. It means grounding. It means settling. Imagine you are a heavy stone dropped into this deep, quiet water. Watch yourself sinking down in slow motion. Down past the noise of the surface. Down past the light of the day. Down into the cool, dark, nurturing depths. As you sink, feel your body getting heavier. Your legs are heavy like lead. Your arms are heavy like lead. Your head is heavy, sinking into the pillow. This heaviness is not a burden. It is the comfort of gravity hugging you close. It is the earth claiming you for the night. You belong to the earth right now. You are made of dust, and to dust you return in sleep. Let the earth hold you. Let the mattress absorb your weight. You do not need to hold a single muscle tight. If there is any tension left in your little finger, let it go now. If there is any tension left behind your eyes, let it go now. You are falling. You are floating. You are sinking. All at the same time. In these deep waters, there is no sound. The reasoning mind cannot swim this deep. It stays on the surface, chattering to itself, but you are far below it now. You can hear its voice faintly like a radio playing in another room, but it does not concern you. You are in the sanctuary of the deep. Here in the depths, you are connected to the root of your being. You are connected to the silence that existed before the world began. This silence is not empty. It is full. It is pregnant with life. It is the womb of creation. By sinking into this silence, you are returning to the factory to be repaired. Tell your subconscious mind, I am going deep. I am leaving the surface world. I am diving into the mystery. I am safe to go deep. Some people fear the depth because they fear losing control. But you are not losing control, you are gaining restoration. You are trading the illusion of control for the reality of peace. Let go of the rope. Stop treading water. Let gravity take you. Down, down, down. Deeper into the velvet darkness. Deeper into the knowing that all is well. Feel the peace wrapping around you like a heavy quilt. It is tucking you in. It is covering your feet. It is covering your shoulders. It is shielding you from the cold winds of worry. You are warm. You are secure. You are hidden. In this state of deep relaxation, your body begins to glow with a soft, healing light. The repair work has begun. The cells are rejoicing. The heart is slowing. The brain waves are smoothing out. You are entering the delta state, the state of divine communion. You do not need words here. You do not need thoughts here. You only need to be. Just be. Be heavy. Be still. Be deep. Part 3. The final seal of safety. The divine decree. And now, as you rest at the bottom of the ocean of peace, we place the final seal upon your sleep. This is the spiritual lock that ensures no disturbance can enter your field. It is a decree of protection, a decree of safety, and a decree of completion. I speak these words to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind accepts them as absolute law. I place a seal of divine protection over this room. I command the 4 winds to stand guard. I command the energies of the earth to stabilize. No weapon formed against your rest shall prosper. No thought formed against your peace shall enter. This room is now a fortress of light. The walls are thick with grace. The ceiling is a shield of faith. The floor is a foundation of truth. You are encased in a bubble of holy safety. I place a seal upon your body. I command every cell to return to harmony. I command every nerve to be soothed. I command the heart to beat with the rhythm of eternity. Your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, and tonight the temple is closed for cleaning. No visitors allowed. No stress allowed. The sign on the door says, "Do not disturb," and the universe respects this sign. Your body is safe to let go of its vigilance. The watchman is on the walls, and he does not slumber nor sleep, so that you may slumber and sleep. I place a seal upon your mind. I command the reasoning mind to be silent. I seal the doors of memory. I seal the doors of imagination. I seal the doors of planning. You are forbidden to work tonight. You are forbidden to solve tonight. Your only job is to receive. I sever the cords that tie you to the problems of the day. I cut the ropes that bind you to the worries of tomorrow. You are an island of peace in a sea of night. You are disconnected from the grid of the world and connected to the grid of the divine. I seal your dreams. I command that your dreams be sweet. Let them be messengers of hope. Let them be landscapes of beauty. If a dark dream tries to come, let it be dissolved by the light of this seal. You will travel tonight to the high places of the spirit. You will learn in the schools of the soul. You will wake up with wisdom that you did not earn, but was given to you by grace. Your sleep is a spiritual journey, and you have the passport of peace. And finally, I speak the words of ultimate completion. It is done. The day is done. The struggle is done. The trying is done. You have finished the course. You have kept the faith. There is nothing left to do. There is nothing left to fix. There is nothing left to say. The book of this day is closed and sealed. Do not try to open it again. Let it rest on the shelf of eternity. Tomorrow is a new book, and it is not yet written. Do not try to write it in the dark. Listen to the silence. The silence is the sound of the seal locking into place. Click. It is locked. You are safe inside. The world is outside. You can drift now. You can let go completely. There is nothing holding you back. The ropes are cut. The anchor is up. The boat is free. Drift into the mist. Drift into the stars. Drift into the arms of the one who loves you more than you love yourself. Sleep now. Sleep deep. Sleep in peace. The battle is over. The victory is won. The rest is yours. Claim it. Accept it. Enjoy it. You are safe. You are loved. You are asleep. It is finished. It is well. It is so. My friends, the words we have spoken today are a lullaby for your spirit and a fortress for your mind. I encourage you to return to this video every night. Let these truths wash over you until they wash away the habit of insomnia forever. Repetition is the only way to impress the subconscious mind, so make this your nightly ritual. If this message has brought you comfort, please like this video and share it with someone who is struggling to find rest. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you can build a library of faith that supports you day and night. You are safe. You are loved. And you are free. Go now into the deep silence.